At about 09:53 on the 23rd of April 2024, a train travelling at 104 miles per hour came very close to striking a track worker who was crossing an underbridge at Chiltern Green between Harpenden and Luton Airport Parkway stations. The track worker was a tester who was part of a team investigating faults associated with line-side telecoms equipment. Beforehand, documents had been issued to the person in charge, known as the PIC. These included a safe work pack, which defined the safe system of work to be used and the access point to be used when going onto the railway. It was expected that the PIC would use these documents to work out what to do and where to go while on the railway. On the day, once everyone had arrived at Chiltern Green Cottage's access point, the PIC briefed the team that they would be testing a cable and using a separated safe system of work. This included explaining to everyone that they must remain at least 2 metres from any open railway lines. The others signed the briefing sheet to acknowledge the briefing. The PIC's first task was to take one member of the group to one end of the cable to be tested. This was at a line-side equipment building located to the south of the access point. When the PIC and team member set off, they turned right and then walked about 200 metres along the cess. Once there, the team member accessed the building and shut themselves inside. The PIC then walked back to rejoin the 2 others. Once back, the PIC appointed the tester to be the site warden for the group. This person is responsible for warning others if they stray beyond an agreed safe working area. The tester was briefed to give a warning if anyone went closer than 2 metres to the nearest open line, the down fast line. The team then set off, turning left to head north to the other end of the cable. It had not been planned that the team would go this way to the other end of the cable. Instead, they were meant to drive in their vehicles to a different access point off Copt Hall Road. This was the Luton Hoo and Cycleway South access point. From there, they could follow a path up to the location case that housed the other end of the cable being tested. Soon after setting off, the team reached Bridge 127. The PIC and the tester could see that the space between the bridge parapet and the adjacent down fast line looked restricted, but noticed that the bridge was not fitted with any limited clearance signs. While deciding what to do, a train passed by on the down fast line. The PIC decided that as there would now be a gap until the next train could approach on that line, they would have enough time to safely cross the bridge if they were quick. The team then crossed the bridge one at a time before walking about 600 metres to get to the location case to test the cable. A short time later, the tester told the PIC they needed a welfare break. Having received permission from the PIC, the tester walked back alone along the cess to get to their vehicle at the Chiltern Green Cottage access point. This included crossing Bridge 127 again. Once the tester was ready, they passed through the access point gate and turned left to head back. When the tester arrived at Bridge 127, just before they started to cross, they looked to the south. They did not see a train approaching, but being aware of the restricted clearance over the bridge, they began crossing it as quickly as they could. However, out of the tester's sight, due to the track's curvature, a train was approaching on the down fast line. It was about 460 metres away and travelling at 103 miles per hour. About 3 seconds later, train 1 Foxtrot 20 rounded the curve. It was now 150 metres away from the bridge. The train's driver saw the tester running across the bridge and sounded the train horn continuously. The train crossed the bridge travelling at 104 miles per hour. Its front end passed the tester just as they reached the far side of the bridge and stepped off the bridge deck towards the cess. It was only at this point that the tester realised the train was there. The driver applied the train's brakes as they were unsure if the train had struck the tester. Once stopped, about 950 metres beyond the bridge, the driver called the signaller to report a near miss with a track worker. Shortly afterwards, the PIC called the signaller to report a near miss involving a member of their team, confirming that the tester had not been struck. The signaller then instructed the group to leave the railway and wait for incident response staff to attend. The team walked back along the cess to the Chiltern Green cottage access point, once again crossing bridge 127 while trains were still running on the down-fast line. RAIB's investigation found that the walking element of the planned work was not implemented as had been expected. Following our investigation, RAIB has made 4 recommendations. 1 to Keltbray Infrastructure Services Limited to review and amend how it plans to work on or near the line, particularly if the work involves going to or from multiple access points and multiple sites of work. 1 to RSSB to follow the relevant rail industry processes to review and amend if necessary the rail industry standard for operational signs. And 2 to Network Rail to reduce the risks to staff due to line-side signage assets not being inspected or maintained, and due to structures with restricted clearance not being fitted with the required warning signage such as limited clearance signs. Find out more about this and our other investigations at raib.gov.uk.